Okay, and then after that, there's more to do. What happens next?
Right, so after that, we get all the big mouths fed first, and then we've got a school of upwards of 10,000 sardines in here, and they all have to be fed too, and they're fed through a broadcast feeding as well. Their food's a little bit smaller, so they're going to be getting about 20 pounds of food total, about 10 pounds of krill, which is a small shrimp-like animal, and about 10 pounds of a pellet diet, which is kind of like kibble for fish.
Excellent. Well, boy, things are happening fast and furious here, so I'll take it back down here, but you will join us after the program, correct?
I will. I'll be down at the end of the feeding. Until then, enjoy the fish fireworks.
Thanks, Amanda. Well done. All right, friends, so you can see what the action's happening, and lots of mouths are hungry, so these animals are going after the food. So let me give you kind of an idea of what animals you're looking at. Let's start at the top of the water. Those flat, kind of silver fish with that boomerang tail, those are called dolphin fish because their forehead kind of looks like the melon of a dolphin. But did you notice, by the way, that some of them look a little green or blue at times? That's not a lighting trick. That actually is something that they can do. They can flash different colors when they're excited. In fact, the colors they like to flash most are blue and green and gold. If we were in Baja, Mexico, those fish have a different name. They're called dorado, which means golden, and that's because of that ability to flash color. But you know what? They're actually on our restaurant menu. Not as dolphin fish and not as dorado. You see, they've got a third name, and it's Hawaiian, mahi-mahi. So that's what those look like. Well, there's a green one right there. It just turned green as I was talking about. Now, in the middle of the water, these silvery football-looking fish, well, they are tremendous athletes. Those are yellowfin tuna, and they're also on your restaurant menu. They're called ahi, and they are incredible athletes. They can accelerate to 35 miles an hour to grab food, and there's kind of a good example of that. And the reason is, all of these big fish in front of you are called visual predators. In other words, they see a prey item and they swim after it and grab it. Well, we made it really easy for them because we are tossing in prey that doesn't move right now. That's California market squid, and that is in abundant supply right here in Monterey Bay. And you know what? That's also on the restaurant menu, but when we eat it, we don't call it market squid. What do we call it? Calamari, good for you. And of course, it doesn't look like that. It's chopped up and fried and so forth. But that's a very, very popular food item for these large visual predators. In the middle of the water column is one of our pelagic stingrays. They actually don't typically feed when we toss food in the water because we target feed them, kind of like that big mola. If I check out the monitors, I'll show you what that looks like. They come to a red X and they are so polite, they flip themselves over. And we can drop that wild Alaskan hot salmon right in their mouth. Hey, you ever seen the stingray burrito? Check this out. That keeps the food on their tummies. So that is how we feed our pelagic rays. But don't be surprised if you see one of those pelagic rays roll over and grab the food. You see their eyes are on the top of their wings, their mouths are on the bottom, so they'll see the prey and they'll kind of turn around. The giant mola in the back of the exhibit is being target fed. That is a really cool fish. Did you know that the mola species is the heaviest bony fish in the world? Molas have been caught and weighed up to 5,000 pounds, 13 and a half feet from top to bottom, so they can be massive animals. Of course, we can't keep them here when they're that big, so when they reach about 6 feet in diameter, we have to release them out here to Monterey Bay. In the wild, by the way, they're really kind of slow swimmers, although they too can accelerate, just not like a tuna. But their major food source, jellies. And you know why? That's one of the only fish that swims slower than a mola. So if you're just kind of loping along in the ocean, you come up behind the jelly and you suck it in. So there must be nutritional value in jelly because they grow to be so large. Now, in the middle of the water column, you'll also see some of our scalloped hammerhead sharks. We have there's one right there, right on cue. And they don't really participate in this kind of feed either. Check out the monitors. We will put food on a bamboo pole. They don't look for that. And sharks don't eat very often, but if they're hungry, we offer them food quite often. If they're hungry, they come by, they kind of do a grab and go. So that's how you feed a hammerhead shark, should you find one in your aquarium at home, which is not likely. So now the menu has changed. You know, we're feeding it now, chopped up sardines. So those little sardines over there on the right need to get down. It's not your turn yet. But of course, sardines, not now. We do have predator and prey in all of our aquarium exhibits because we set up the aquarium not by species. We don't have like a shark exhibit with 15 species of sharks. We have habitats. There's the kelp forest habitat, the Monterey Bay habitat, and of course the open sea habitat. So we do have predator and prey. We're often asked, why don't the big fish eat the little fish? Well, you're seeing why. Because we feed these big fish so frequently that their tummies are pretty full. And because the big fish are all visual predators, it's much easier for them to just grab a floating piece of food rather than chase down a moving sardine. And look at those pelagic rays trying to find that food. But when the sardines all come up for their food, we're going to do a little scientific research here, and I'm going to show you why we feed the big fish first, and we feed them basically fresh food, but it's chopped up and frozen. So that's because we don't want the big fish to eat the little fish, and I'll show you why. One of the things we're often asked here in the aquarium is, you know, you've got all these different fish, all these mouths to feed. How do you know what to feed them? Well, our aquarists are really good at knowing their natural food items, and we try to mimic that in using the food that we can buy here. For instance, we have 2 green sea turtles. Now, they're off exhibit right now, being fed into a special holding area, but they'll be back up a little bit. But here's how they're fed. Check out the monitors. They are also target trained, and they're so good at this. They come right to the target, and their diet consists of romaine lettuce and green bell pepper. Because in the wild, they will eat a lot of seagrasses at this stage of their life. They're basically vegetarians. In fact, the green sea turtles are 70 years old, we estimate. They each weigh about 350 pounds, so they are, let's say they are senior citizens. So at this stage of their life, they're basically vegetarians, and that's what their diet looks like. Now the sardines just can't wait. It's not their turn yet because we're still feeding chopped up sardines to the other animals. So before they get their food, let me ask you a quick question. We've talked about mahi-mahi, ahi-tuna, calamari. Anybody getting hungry besides me? In fact, where are my seafood fans? Raise your hands. Okay, well, first of all, shame on you, you're in the aquarium. No, actually, we love seafood, and we want you to love seafood for generations to come. So we made buying sustainable seafood really easy. Now, sustainable means seafood that's either in abundant supply or is farmed in a way that's healthy for our oceans. So we put together a consumer guide that's called the Seafood Launch Program. It's actually celebrating its 20th anniversary this month, and it's a way for you and I to make smart seafood choices. It's set up like a stoplight. It's got a green, yellow, and red zone, and we've also got an app for your smartphone. And the reason we do the app is that you might not live around here. Let's say you came here from Berlin, Germany. Okay? So if you're from there, you can fire up the app and you can find where your local Seafood Watch business partners are just by firing that out, because it's geolocation based. So check that out. It's a great way for us all to make sustainable seafood choices. Okay, the sardines get their food. Amanda told you it's got their little tiny pellets that they're going to eat first. And by the way, the sardines have a really cool way of eating. They're filter feeders. So they don't spot prey like these other predators. They have structures in the back of their mouths called gill rakers, which means it's like a pasta strainer. They can swim through that cloud of food with their mouths open and strain out the food. The water passes through their gills and they get fed. Now, I mentioned how I want you to do an experiment with me. You see, all these big fish love to eat sardines, but they're visual predators, so they've got to identify one fish to eat. Well, sardines with that schooling mechanism make it difficult. To prove my point, I want you to help me. I want you to all pretend you're a hungry yellowfin tuna, and you'd like to find one sardine to ask over for lunch. So follow one sardine visually for just 5 seconds. Got your sardine? Go. Okay, who's going to follow that same sardine? Okay, I didn't think so. Nobody. And that's because that schooling behavior really confuses those visual predators. It works so well that sardines live 25 years in the wild. Some do. By the way, their food is now changed. That pink cloud over there is the krill that Amanda mentioned. Krill is a tiny shrimp-like crustacean, but it's eaten by the largest animal in the world ever, which is what? What kind of whale? Blue whale, exactly right. In fact, today out there in the ocean, I was on a whale watching tour yesterday. We saw a blue whale. A blue whale today will eat anywhere from 2 to 4 tons of krill today. They're huge animals, and that's an abundant food supply. Incidentally, did you hear Amanda talk about the number of sardines? She mentioned about 10,000 sardines. She's really close. There are actually 10,107 in that wall. You don't believe me, do you? Do you know how I know? We have a college intern. And his job every morning is give us an accurate sardine count. So that's how we know. No, you can't count them. They're just glorious though. Well listen, the big fish have eaten their food. The sardines didn't clean up their food. But if you look over here, you're going to see I'm not alone anymore. Look who's here. Amanda, live in person. Didn't she do a great job, by the way? She's actually larger than life on this monitor. And here she is. So here's what we're going to do. We've got those Seafood Watch consumer guides to hand out if you like. We've got 2 for you today. One is a fish guide, one is a sushi guide. So come on over and say hi. We're going to go off mic. If you have any questions, ask her. She's the marine biologist. And if you're moving on, thanks for coming. We're so glad you're here today. Enjoy your visit at the Monterey Aquarium.